What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to 50 Cent shares the advice that he gave to Lil Durk, and he said to Lil Durk when he was giving him advice, he said that he had a snitch in G Unit, and he told Lil Durk to watch the people around him, man. Now this is crazy. Overall, I mean, I guess Lil Durk was definitely watching the people around him. He's been getting away with stuff for years. Like, he's literally been doing drills with King Von. You get what I mean? Whether you want to admit it or deny it, like, come on, bro. He was literally doing drills with King Von, and he got away scot-free. I mean, if Durk wasn't as smart as he was, if Durk wasn't really watching the people around him as much, he'd definitely be in jail a very, very long time ago. But this guy, OTF Jam, was moving slick, man. You know what I mean? Like, OTF Jam was literally a part of Only the Family. He has OTF right behind his name, man. So clearly he was close, very, very close to Lil Durk and stuff like that. He was moving extremely silent. He was moving brief, and the whole time he was wearing a wire, which was extremely crazy. But I don't know, man. Overall, can't really trust people nowadays. It is what it is. But let's just dive into the video, see what it's talking about.
Activity, whatever it is, everybody wants to listen because 50's been through it all when it comes to his career, from dealing with going against drug kingpins that wanted to murder him and end his whole life, to, you know, making it into becoming an icon that he is now. Well, he appeared on The Breakfast Club and got asked about Lil Durk's situation, where he got tied up for murder for hire. If you're not aware, Lil Durk did get charged for murder for hire, and they're speculating that he is potentially linked to hiring people to get rid of 3 different individuals. The feds haven't officially confirmed anything or said anything really in the public. He's just been locked up right now, and Lil Durk plans on fighting the case, as he just recently said. But of course, while 50 was on Breakfast Club, he got asked that, and 50 revealed some really interesting information. 50 revealed when he first linked up with Lil Durk was when he was working on the theme song for the Power Force show, which is led by Tommy. And the theme song was titled Power, Powder, Respect, and it featured Jeremiah and Lil Durk. And during that time, 50 Cent spoke with Lil Durk and talked about how, you got to be careful of the people you have around you. And he first basically asked, hey, are these guys actual, really about that street life? Durk said, yeah. But he said, be careful how these people move, man. Watch what they're doing.
And even with Durk, I was telling him, like, when I had him, he was in New York. We did not the acting role, when we was doing the theme song for Force.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
For the Chicago version.
Yeah.
Then, like, I was like, yo, this is them, right? It's a real shit, right? He was like, yeah. And I said, yo, just watch him. His crew. Because he said that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've always had that energy myself in the middle of everything that was going on. I'm not just watching.
We know, Fifth.
When you said that to Durk, what was his response to you?
He said, you know what? He said, somebody just came in my house. How do they know exactly what the address is? I don't give my address to nobody. Like, this is not, because something happened.
The robbery in Georgia?
Yeah.
When when India had to shoot?
He went straight to talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. What do you think?
And the reason why 50 said this is because when 50 was first coming up, he had a guy by the name of Bangum Smurf with him in the early times, and he reveals a story a while ago that he had Bangum Smurf with them on tour, and then whenever they would go back to New York, Bangum Smurf would just do a bunch of street stuff, shoot things up, do whatever in the streets, and 50 had to let him go because he was like, now that we're making legal money off this music, we can't be doing street stuff. I mean, he even talked about that with Yayo and how they can't be purchasing drugs and doing anything street related. Once you make legal money, it doesn't make sense anymore. So 50's been through that process himself. So when he spoke to Durk, he basically said, watch out for your individuals that are around you and what they're doing, because they can get you tied up in a lot of things, and watch what you say. And as we've heard of reports that OTF Jam, the person who was part of Lil Durk's crew, allegedly wore a wire. So if Durk said a lot of incriminating stuff, he definitely caught that in the wire that he was wearing. So that's why 50 basically said, hey, watch what you're saying around these people. You don't see them every day. And if they get out of prison early, way before than expected, then you need to really watch them, because how did they get out of the prison? And 50 actually tells a story about his driver, the person that he was having drive him all over the place. He says his driver took a gun to the airport, and because he had prior felony charges, he expected him not to get out. He expected, hey, I got to hire a lawyer. I got to help him with this situation. But it turns out he got out immediately. So 50 was like, how do you get out bringing a gun to an airport, which is a felony charge, and you had previous felony charges? Usually they don't let you go. So 50 was like looking at him, sideways, like, how did you get out? And he basically in his mind made the decision that this guy snitched and agreed with the police to potentially get him caught up in something.
I had a driver. He went in the airport with a hammer on him. The lawyer called me like 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, you got arrested, this and that. And I go, oh. I said, he said, it's all right to send a lawyer for him. I said, he ain't gonna need a lawyer, he gonna need bond. Right? And then he called back and he says, no. He said, this and that, he made the flight. He made the flight. By the time we get there in the car, I sat in the car, man. I'm like this. I ain't said a motherfucking thing all the way to the hotel.
And around that time, the hip hop police were really heavy on 50's radar, because they were constantly, going after him because of all the street stuff he had going on right when he started to blow up with Supreme, and then eventually Jimmy Henchman and Damian World Hardy and all these individuals he was having issues with. The police kept a close eye on him, and they really wanted to get him jammed up in any way that they could. And even Prodigy, rest in peace to him, he tells a story about how the police tried to get him to basically wear a wire and go, get 50 to somehow snitch and try to plant a gun to 50 in his car. And Prodigy said, no, I'm not doing that. Are you crazy? Blah, 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 blah. So that's happened in 50's career, where the police have tried to set him up in one way or another, or try to get people to turn on him. And because 50's been through that, he decided to share some advice to Durk and said, listen, man, watch these individuals around you, because even Durk responded to that saying, how did they know my address? How did certain shooters know my address? And this is referring to the story way back when Durk's house in Atlanta got attacked by robbers, and his girlfriend, India, had to shoot them in order for them to get out of the house. And Durk was surprised, because he was like, how did certain shooters know my address? Where did that come from? And clearly that's, in between people, because these people that Durk is hanging around with, yeah, they're friends, but you don't know. They could be envious, jealous of Durk's success, so they'll try to set him up in any way so they can help themselves. 50 Cent has advised a lot of artists throughout the years. 6ix9ine, who got into his whole situation before, he was cool with him, and then after he snitched, obviously, he wasn't cool with him. Casanova, he advised him, watch what you're doing, as well as Troy Ave. That's another person that got involved in a lot of different things. And as you look, all three of them are struggling and doing their, not really at their peak of where they were because of all the stuff they had going on. But yeah, what do you guys think of 50 Cent's advice? Do you guys think that, any of these artists actually listen to these legends? That's the question in my head. Do they actually take into consideration what these people who have been through the same thing, do they actually listen to what they're saying? I would, because obviously the person's been through something, so why fall flat on your face when somebody else has already, done that and been through that, and they can help you through that journey? That's actually the sign of a high IQ person, when they learn from other people's mistakes and don't do the same. But hey, it is what it is, man. Everybody has their own kind of mindset and think they can get through life their own way. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll keep our eyes posted moving forward. That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel.
But yeah, that's it. That's the end, man. Let me know what y'all think. But gonna state my whole opinion on this, man. This is crazy. That's a lot, man. As you can see, 50 Cent wasn't just talking. You get what I mean? A lot of people give advice and they just talk. They don't talk from experience. You get what I mean? Like, there'd be people, like, for example, right? There'd be people that tell you how to make $1 million, but they've never even touched $1 million. You get what I mean? Like, how are you talking to me as if you've touched $1 million? You get what I mean? Who are you to talk to me if you've never been through what I've been through, if you're not living the life that I'm living? You get what I mean? If you understand what I'm saying. So it's not one of those situations where 50 Cent was just, talking to Lil Durk and just giving him advice that didn't mean anything. You get what I mean? The advice 50 Cent was giving Lil Durk definitely did mean something. It definitely did hold substantial value because 50 Cent was talking from experience. You get what I mean? He's been through his fair share in the music industry, in the streets, etc. Right? You know what I mean? He's definitely had people around him. Like, bro, as you can see, he had people around him who were just there to do their job. You get what I mean? Like his driver, the last person you would expect, right? The person who's driving you around, stuff like that, is wearing a wire, is a snitch, is like cooperating with the feds. Like, that's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, as you can see though, it happened to Dirk, and definitely not one of those situations where it's just someone working for him. It was someone very, very close. And, he had the OTF initial right behind his name, only the family. But yeah, bro, it's really not looking good. And he was a day one as well. You get what I mean? Apparently, he was in jail for a long time. And when OTF Jam got out of prison, Lil Durk always supported him throughout his life. When he never had it, Lil Durk provided it for him, if you understand what I'm saying. So, you know, Lil Durk definitely considered OTF Jam family, and OTF Jam still turned his back on Lil Durk to save himself, man. So it's crazy, but let me know what y'all think. And without further ado, gonna cut the video here. So peace out.